Cardio, or cardiovascular exercise. How much should you do? Well, today we're going to dissect that question and I'm going to teach you. It's basically a tool, but you have to know how to use it. Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? We are back. Jake Brown, Just Be Aesthetic, certified personal trainer, fitness nutrition specialist, and today we're going to talk about cardio. Everybody's most hated portion, even my most hated portion, and I think most overrated part of your workout program. But we'll get to all that in just a minute. Today I want to welcome you back. We are getting back in here. We had a few things going on with the family. Needed to take some time away from here and make sure that I was getting work done at work and making sure I was doing everything right there. But I'm glad to be making videos again. I like making videos. It's fun. It's a fun thing to do. All the time. Anyway, so cardio. Why do I think it's overrated? One, we've talked about it in multiple other videos that cardio is not the only way the body loses weight. In fact, nutrition is key number one, and that's why I made nutrition the first video of this series and the number one point of the fitness pyramid altogether. Now, cardio is a tool, just as, doing bicep curls to build bigger biceps is a tool as well. You have to use it as a tool, okay? You can't use it as the be-all to end-all, or you're just going to plateau all over the place, meaning you're just going to stop losing weight. And that's why I think it's overrated. Most people believe they have to do some crazy amount of cardio when they first get into the gym to lose all this weight. Look, I've seen clients of mine lose weight with my diet programming as well as cardiovascular exercise with just 3 days a week of cardio at 20 minutes, okay? 20 minutes a week. If you haven't done cardio in months, your body's starting from scratch, okay? You're just starting from scratch. It's not like you've been an athlete for 20 years and you're just trying to lose weight. There's no. Point number two with cardio is just that it can be quite monotonous and boring to most people that don't like to just run for fun, or do the elliptical for fun. It can be. That's why I suggest that if you're doing cardiovascular exercise, always bring along with you like a book or your music or a YouTube video. What I really encourage my clients to do is whatever you like to do in the world, whatever it is that you really find you love to do, I would recommend, watching a podcast, listening to a podcast, or, watching your favorite influencer that has to do with what you like to do while you're doing your cardio, because you can learn and you can lose weight at the same time. It's a pretty good key. Now, number three, if you have any heart issues whatsoever, or lung issues for that matter, speak with your physician, your primary care physician, before ever starting a cardio regimen whatsoever, just so that you know all your bases are covered when it comes to your health. I obviously don't have your blood panels in front of me. I don't have anything of yours in front of me, so I can't tell you if I should give you this much cardio, or this is your heart rate for cardio or not, because your doctor hasn't spoke with me. I haven't spoken with your doctor. For the average population though, list cardio 3 times per week at 20 minutes. I believe we talked about lists a little bit in the last video, and I'll link all the videos that pertain to this video down below, like the nutrition video and the build your workout program video, so you kind of know where I'm pulling this stuff from. But list cardio is just low intensity, steady state cardio. It basically is where you take 65% of your heart rate maximum. And remember, in the video, it's not hard to find, and I'll tell you again how to find it. So you'll take your heart rate, right? Or you'll take your age, and you'll subtract that from 220, because 220 would be the maximum heart rate for an infant that's 0 years old, okay? Ideally, anyway, whatever. And you would subtract your age from that. Now, the number you get there, multiply that number by 0.65, and that is how you get 65% of your heart rate maximum. So your heart rate maximum is just your age minus, or 220 minus your age. Now, list cardio is very easy. It's usually walking for most people. For most people, it's literally walking or doing an elliptical at a certain pace, art trainer, a bike, anything to get your heart rate up. The heart rate is the key for cardiovascular exercise. And holding that heart rate there for 20 minutes. My heart rate that I shoot for my cardiovascular training anyway is 127 to 135, in between that range, and right now I'm up to 30 minutes. I do recommend, however, a 2-minute warm-up and a 5-minute cool down, just so we make sure that your heart is kind of getting, used to it when you're doing it. So like, you don't just start off at that heart rate. Obviously, it takes a little while to build your heart rate up. And then when you come down, I recommend at least a 5-minute cool down, just so you don't get super dizzy and your heart rate isn't just like stopping and coming back down, okay? If that makes sense. Last, I'm going to touch on HIIT today, or high intensity interval training, but for most beginners and the people that I think this video is going to be tailored to, I wouldn't recommend HIIT training. HIIT training in the beginning is a very, it can be easy for some people. It just depends on how you take it. But again, you burn a ton more calories doing HIIT. But remember what I said earlier. If you burn more calories in the beginning, you're going to have to burn more calories in the end, if that makes sense. So I take all my clients very slow. I don't ever throw onto them anything, even nutrition. Not nutrition, not cardio, not workouts. I don't. We take it rather slowly. And if you lose 2 pounds per week, 4 weeks you've lost 8 pounds. And I'm sure you've seen the diagrams of how much 8 pounds of fat really is, in case you were wondering. And losing 2 pounds per week is the only way you're going to effectively mostly lose just fat. You have to understand that when you're losing weight, you're not just losing fat, people. You're also losing a lot of water, and I'm sorry to say this, but unless you're eating enough protein like we talked about in the nutrition portion, you're going to be losing muscle as well. So be very careful with that. But HIIT training is basically where you work at high intensity level and then you drop the intensity, and it's basically on a ratio. So you could be 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 45 seconds on, 30 seconds off. There's a lot of different ratios that you can mess with on HIIT. But like I said, for most beginners, it's a lot of configuring and figuring out what works best for you. And most beginners that I have come in contact with do have a contradiction to doing HIIT training, meaning they do have some kind of, not ailment per se, but they do have a risk factor for them doing HIIT training. So, and that applies to beginners mainly. So I would recommend lists in the beginning just to be safe and make sure all your cards are, you got all the cards in your hand, basically. For anyway else, I would say to increase the amount of cardio you do, probably month by month basis, or, monitor your weight like we've talked about before. Always check your weight in the morning after you use the restroom. If your weight is not lowering, either lower your calories or increase the cardio. You can do either one. But never increase your cardio by more than 5 minutes or under 5 minutes at a time. 5 minutes is that juicy, good amount of time that you can add to your cardio regimen. So what did we cover today? We covered cardio basically in its entirety. Cardiovascular exercise is mainly for the heart health for most people that are already healthy. For people that want to lose weight, it can be used as a tool in order to burn more calories throughout your day to lose more weight over time. Do not think cardio is the be-all to end-all to weight loss, though. Cardio does help, and in fact is needed in most people who want to lose weight, but it will not make you see all the results that you need to see. Refer back to the nutrition video that I made before. Now, besides all that, do what you're comfortable with doing. Don't ever do cardiovascular exercise that is extremely hard. You won't stick to it. That is the last point I'm going to give you. If anything is too hard or you start perceiving it as really hard, guess what? You're not going to stick to that cardio plan, okay? I always say find a machine that you like. If you have knee problems, don't use the treadmill. I'd recommend an elliptical. or a bike. If you don't like the treadmill, don't use the treadmill. And never measure your cardio by distance unless you are going for a certain, like you're going for a marathon, a 5K, something like that. That is the only time that we're going to measure your distance while you're doing running or something like that. Running and doing cardio are two separate things. Running is, you're going to be running for your sport, like cross country, you're going to run a marathon. Cardiovascular exercise is for losing calories and building the strength of your heart. Okay? And lastly, I'll put this out there. I can't tell you how many people I've seen come to the same cycle classes every single week who have looked the same for every single week for an entire 5 years that I've gone to the same gym. And maybe their goal isn't to lose weight. And that's what you need to understand. Your goal may be different than the next person's goal. But going to those cycle classes may lose you weight in the beginning, but it's not going to be a good, consistent, sustained weight loss. Thank you for watching this video, everybody. I hope it was informative, and I hope it helped you out a little bit, and I hope you understand that you don't have to go balls to the wall. Take it easy on yourself. It's going to be fine. Take cardio very slowly and very precisely, and you're going to be doing fantastic. You're going to lose that weight that you want to see. Okay? Now, I must go on with my day. This is the way. Get the hell out of here.